What's up, guys? WhoNeedsMeta here. So today I'm doing something a little different. I'll actually be judging RBET Indy coming up on that Nats weekend. I'll be one of the judges. Judging most likely the side events because they're going to be doing events for different formats like Goat, Redo, Wind Up, or I guess that is Redo, Tengu, Hat. So I figured, you know what? I should probably just brush up on as many rulings as I can. So I've been just jumping into random games on Dueling Book and watching. And anytime there's a ruling dispute, I see, do I know it? The first one that I wanted to go over, it was War Chariot versus Gores. Can you War Chariot Gores the Emissary of Darkness on the activation of its effect to special summon itself? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. War Chariot is a counter trap, so it can be activated in the damage step, especially because it says negate the activation. Things that can be activated in the damage step. This is an Edison era duel, so we're going to be using Edison era rulings. You can activate the effect of War Chariot in the damage step. The reason a card like Solemn Judgment isn't allowed to be used because Solemn Judgment doesn't negate a monster effect. It negates inherent summons only, or summons that don't use the chain, as well as spells and traps. A card like Solemn Warning can as well negate in the damage step. Obviously, we don't have that card in the Edison card pool, but you can absolutely use Solemn Warning to negate the effect of Gores because it is an effect that special summons, which is something that Solemn Warning can negate. The reason something like Roll Oppression cannot, even though it negates, is because it's not a counter trap. Yeah, the only thing we can activate in the damage step, counter traps, monster effects that directly negate effects. At this point in time, it's monster effects that directly negate effects, not negate activations. That's a common OCG-TCG difference. I don't believe the TCG adopted that ruling until around either 15 or 17. I can't recall exactly, but it's one in that era. So nothing that we would play in retro really would be impacted by that. That's cards like Photon Strike Bouncer, Skullmeister as well. Those can be used in the damage step until that point in time. So for you Redo players, for you Hat players, those cards can be used in the damage step, as well as Bujingi Turtle. Those are the three big Hat cards that can be used in the damage step. Next ruling I want to get into, which is kind of an interesting one because you don't really think about it, but it's Herald of Orange Light versus BLS's second effect to attack twice. A lot of people think that the BLS effect to attack twice is just a continuous effect because you just kind of apply it, but it actually does start a chain, and it can be directly responded to. This is dictated here by the colon in the PSCT. This is not errata. This is actually how the card has always functioned. It's pretty interesting. We obviously know that the first effect starts a chain, but the second effect does as well. So it can be directly responded to with something like Herald of Orange Light or something like Divine Wrath. So this isn't so much a ruling as it is an important errata to know. The player on the right, the Mermaid player, you can see is said Solo Marksman, meaning they're using Abystius. They revealed Abystius and discarded Marksman and are just using the effect of Marksman. You're actually not allowed to do this in Hat format. Abystius is actually a mandatory effect until around 2017. I believe it got its first errata. So Mermaid Abystius is required to activate as Chainlink 2 and Marksman as Chainlink 1 because, again, we are still playing with early Seagok, and both are mandatory effects. So it's the Caius Sangan thing where if you tribute a Sangan for Caius, Sangan is always 1 and Caius is always 2. That's your early trigger Seagok rulings. The last ruling we're going to be taking a look at also comes from Hat format, and it's involving Miracle Fertilizer and 101. The player controlling 101 is stating that Miracle Fertilizer should be destroyed whenever 101 takes Sylvan Sage Akoya. This is not actually the case because XYZ materials, regardless of which side of the field they're on, aren't considered to be leaving the field. It's the same thing as using like a Reborn Tengu and a Rush Rhino to make like a Utopia or like a Steelstorm Roach. Those aren't considered leaving the field. It did for one event. It was YCS Indianapolis in 2011, just after the XYZ structure deck came out. So unless you're following those rules, XYZ monsters are not considered to be leaving the field. And that would only be when they're detached is when that happened in that one event, not when they're overlaid. So that'll be it for this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want more retro format content. Please comment down below if you want me to do more fun ruling stuff like this. I really do enjoy judging, and I love doing different rulings. And you guys know I've done a lot of ruling history videos and things like that. So if you want to see more of this, be sure to let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching, guys.